Okay, guys. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Um, Listen, everybody been asking me about this damn eclipse, guys. Let's just quickly go into it right now. Not sure why everybody has their I wouldn't say panties in a bunch, but I don't know why everybody's up in arms about this eclipse. Um, I'm not sure what the hell they're thinking. Okay. But these are all the people who probably don't, really know about astrology that much, which is, fine and dandy. Um, but listen, we're gonna discuss the eclipse from an astrological perspective, so people who don't understand can understand. Okay. All this stuff about what's gonna happen and all this and this and that. It's just ridiculous, all right? It's ridiculous. Hey, look, shout out to the Angry Prepper, shout out to Guns Coast to Coast. All the guys, I mean, they're absolutely right. I mean, nothing's gonna happen, guys. You you got your panties in a bunch for nothing. Nothing's gonna happen. Okay. Now the October eclipse, that's the one you need to be worried about. That's the one. I keep telling everybody. That is the one. Okay. Um, listen, I've been an astrologer for many years now, okay? I mean for years. Uh Thousands of clients. Listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, this is not the one you want to worry about. First of all, Mercury's retrograde. That's number one. So we got all this misunderstanding and misconception about the eclipse. That's number one, okay? When Mercury's retrograde, which it is right now and will be on April 8th of the eclipse, so many misunderstandings that's gonna occur, okay? That's occurring right now about the eclipse, all right? I heard about the collider. Listen, guys, if they fire that collider up, it's gonna blow up in their face like an Acme Dynamite kit, all right? That's just what's gonna happen. As you know, you don't start anything during a Mercury retrograde. Why? Because it's not going to pan out. It's not going to work. Okay? It's not going to work. During Mercury retrograde, you have many things that happen. Electrical problems, mechanical problems. As you know, that's what's going on now. All right? So if you're doing anything, if you're trying out anything on April 8th, it's not going to work. The energy is going backwards, okay, at this time. Mercury is retrograde, which means it's going backwards, okay? So thinking is going backwards. Mechanical things are going backwards. All the energy is going backwards, okay? So it's not going to work. Okay, so no matter what you do, whether you're doing a well, I don't know, people doing all kind of rituals, it's not going to work. Okay, because Mercury's retrograde now. Thoughts, it's all going backwards. Okay, this is a good time to review something, or relook at things, rethink things. But this is not a good time to actually start things. All right, does that make sense? You don't start things when energy is going backwards. You don't do it. All right. Now, why is this eclipse not the one? Well, let me back up. I think the reason everybody putting the emphasis on this eclipse is because it's going over the U.S. It's not uncommon. We have eclipses every year, guys. Sometimes 3 eclipses every year, okay? That hits Earth. I mean, so 2 to 3. We got 2 this year. I mean, we had one year where we had 3 or 4. So this is nothing, okay? Now, I'll tell you what matters, okay? Now, the moon has nodes, okay? It matters whether it's a north node eclipse or a south node eclipse, okay? If it's a north node eclipse, nothing bad really happens, okay? All right? Now, eclipses, their energy, they last up to 3 years. They have a 3-year time expansion on them where the energy lasts up to 3 years. Okay. Now, like as I said before, if it's a direct hit to a planet, for example, this eclipse is occurring in 19 degrees of Aries. All right. Now, if we had another planet that was at 19 degrees of whatever, depending on the aspect it's making, then we can determine whether it's going to be, something bad happening in a North Node eclipse. But all the bad stuff you guys are talking about, they normally occur in a South Node eclipse. Okay, this is a North Node eclipse. So that's what I'm saying. You guys are worrying about the wrong thing. This is the wrong eclipse to worry about. The one in October, that's the one. That's the one you want to worry about. That's a South Node eclipse. Let me explain the nodes, guys. Look, the nodes are mathematical points that represents where the orbit of the moon around the Earth crosses the ecliptic. What's the ecliptic, guys? The ecliptic is the path of the sun around the Earth. All right? So right now, this is a North Node eclipse. Okay? It's a North Node eclipse. So it's going to be subtle. And you're going to see the effects of this, within the 3 years. It's not going to be immediate, like on the day of or something like that. Now, April 14th, possibly something. But the one in October, guys, that's the one. That's a South Node eclipse. Most bad things in history have occurred during a South Node eclipse, not a North Node eclipse. This is a North Node eclipse, okay? I know it's covering the U.S. I get it, okay? And those states are going to feel some effects of it, but it's not going to be that doom and gloom stuff, okay? Not going to be all that doom and gloom. It's just not. Now, I will say Mercury is retrograde. It is squaring Mars, okay? So, no, I'm sorry, it's squaring Pluto. Mercury retrograde, that's what I'm talking about. It is squaring Pluto. Pluto is right here, all right? It is squaring Pluto, not Mars. See, it's making a good, it's okay aspect to Mars. So, violence, it's going to be short-lived, but as far as Pluto, now that is a square. I mean, it's nothing to really worry about. Pluto does rule destruction, yeah, and stuff like that. It's in Aquarius, but this is not a South Node eclipse. Like I told you guys, this is a North Node eclipse. A lot of detrimental things, they rarely happen with a North Node eclipse. Okay, that's the node right there. Okay, it's right by the eclipse, as you can see. Okay, so just relax. All right, this is not the one. I'm gonna go back and talk to you guys about the one in October later this year. Probably say around August. I'm gonna start talking about that. All right, because that's the one you want to look out for. That's the one where you're going to see some weird shit. All right, you're not going to see any, you're going to see some weird stuff. That's because Pluto's in Aquarius right now. That's why you're seeing all this weird, unconventional stuff. All right, now when Pluto's going to go retrograde and it's going to go back into Capricorn. Okay, but you're going to start seeing even more weirder stuff next year after this October eclipse. All right, that's when you're gonna start seeing some weird stuff. Not now. They're talking about this this red, I don't know, this red cow something, man. Look, guys, you're not gonna see any, really biblical or really bad stuff until after October. You're just not, okay? This is what October, after October, you'll see some stuff. All right. I guarantee you that. I'm telling you, that's just how history is. When you look back on all the bad, the civil wars and all that stuff, the Great Depression, all that was because of a South Node eclipse, not a North Node eclipse. All right? I just want to get that out there for you guys so you won't be so up in arms about this eclipse. And I'm not sure who started this shit or who started this entire thing about, this is a big deal. Something's going to happen during the on April 8th. And I'm just listening to this. I'm with a group of astrologers, okay? And some of them are laughing, okay? I mean, this is some silly shit, all right? I don't know why, who told whoever to be up in arms about this eclipse. Nothing's going to happen. And if you are doing something, like I said, on this eclipse, or starting some ritual, or you're trying to conjure up some demons or whatever the hell you're trying to do, it's going to blow up in your face like an Agni Dynamite kid, I'm telling you. People who know how to do that stuff, they don't do things during an eclipse of this nature, okay? They wait until the planetary alignments are perfect, and then they do that shit, okay? They don't do it just willy-nilly. They look at everything. They take everything into account, all right? You know, I mean, it has a lot to do with the nose of the moon. The nose, they represent points of the moon's orbit around Earth, okay? So, listen, you have to look at everything, okay? You have to take everything into account, like I always told you guys, all right? This eclipse, personally, it really depends on where it is in your chart, how it's going to affect you, okay? This eclipse is not going to affect everybody the same, all right? Now, I will say this. The kids that are going to be in the path, they're going to be born on that day, yeah, they're going to be some world changers, but, you know, it's for the good. But those kids that, you know, born on the eclipse in October, yeah, that's something different, okay? We got a lot of bad people in history that were born under those South Node eclipses, not the North Node ones, all right? So it all goes back to that. So, guys, just sit back and watch. Sit back and relax and watch. No, the world is not ending, all right? It's not. Nothing too detrimental is going to happen. Not this year, okay? Now, next year, like I said, next year is a universal 9 year, okay? Numerically, 9 deals with endings, okay? Or, you know, it's the end of things, okay? That's the ending number, okay? You got numbers 1 through 9, okay? Then you start over with 1. So next year is the pivotal year, okay? So you're going to see some drastic changes. I talked a lot about Pluto, and that's a generational, planet. So, and it just changed signs. It's doing this little cycle where it's going to go back and then it's going to go forward again. Now, when it starts going forward again in Aquarius, which rules, like I said before, guys, social media, social credit score, all of that social stuff, okay? The central bank digital currency, okay? You're going to see all that happen, next year sometime, okay? All that stuff is going to go full-fledged next year, all right? It's going to be moving quickly, okay? That Aquarius rules the internet. It rules online things, okay? So Pluto, when it goes, it's going to go retrograde. When it goes direct next year, this year, late this year, it's going to be at 0 degrees in November. But when it starts hitting 1 degrees, January, February, and all that, because we're going to have a new president, as you know, all right? I ain't even got on that yet. Listen, it's going to be a whole new world, okay? It's just, it is, all right? So that's why I say the October eclipse, that's the one. Because when we look at that chart, that chart right there, that's when you see a lot of activity in it, okay? That eclipse, that's a South Node eclipse in October. That's the one. That has a lot of detrimental activity in it. This one, not so much, all right? A lot of stuff in Pisces, yes. We all know what Pisces rule. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. You got Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, and Mars in Pisces, but nothing too much. I mean, you're going to see some weird stuff, but not unconventional stuff due to the Mercury squaring Pluto in Aquarius. Yeah, you're gonna see some stuff, but it's not gonna be as bad as the one in October, guys. All right. If I missed something, I'm gonna go back. Probably it's a retrograde, so I probably forgot something. So I'll probably get back with you guys on Friday. All right, and probably do some more stuff on this. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Just FYI, looking at the chart of the U.S. Um, yeah, just looking at the chart of the U.S. Yeah, it's really nothing going on. And as you know, look, guys, this is debatable about the U.S. chart. They got a lot of the astrological organizations got the U.S. as the birthday of July 4th, 1776 at 5:10 local mean time. That's debatable, all right? But just looking at everything is not, I don't see anything too detrimental. I just don't, all right? We got a little asteroid right here, 22 degrees of Aries in the eclipse. That's let me see what that's squaring. That's squaring a couple of things, but that's it. All right. So just keep that in mind, guys. We're gonna I'm gonna get back with you guys on the eclipse on Friday. Might even do a live stream. So tune into that. I will update you guys on that because we're gonna go through it once more for people who are still up in arms about this eclipse. Just relax, guys. All right, nothing's gonna happen that's so bad or detrimental. Okay, I know it's covering the U.S. Yes, it is. So in those states, you are gonna see activity in those states within the 3 years. Yes. Okay. You're gonna see some probably weird stuff, yeah. But other than that, not too much. What all's in these eclipse? Let's see. Of course, we got Jupiter. It's a stellium of planets in this eclipse, okay, in Aries. The South Node. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, yeah. It's a turning point, okay? And I tell you why. I just remember this. Chiron, the asteroid Chiron, is in this eclipse, all right? And Chiron rules turning points. So yes, this is a turning point in this for this country. Okay, so you're gonna see turning points. Okay, so things you're gonna start seeing change. Okay, now whether you look at that change as good or bad, like I said, it's gonna be a change. All right, so it's a turning point in life. Okay, now what you will see, let me just say this, what you're going to see after this April 8th eclipse, okay? And for the 3 years. For the next 3 years, you're going to see this energy. You're going to see a refusal to comply or conform to social expectations and standards. You will see that because Chiron represents that. And Chiron is directly in this eclipse at 19 degrees of Aries, just like the sun and moon, okay? Of course, we got the nodes. All those, that's a conjunction with all those. So you're going to see a turning point. It's going to be affecting turning points and changes in life and status of a lot of people. All right. So you're going to see that. Yes, you will see that. But those changes can be for the good or for the bad. All right. So you're going to see those social changes. And again, like I said, it's squaring that Pluto, that Mercury squaring that Pluto in that eclipse. So, and it's in Aquarius. That Pluto's in Aquarius. So that's why you're going to see those social things, not only with that Chiron involved, but you're going to see a lot of social stuff going on, social programs. Yeah, that's why I say we're going to talk about this a little bit more on Friday, all right? Because all this socialism it is going to come to a head, all right? It just is. It's going to be a change. A lot of that stuff is coming. So, just keep that in mind, guys. I will talk to you guys later on Friday about this more in depth. Peace.